An unconfirmed script leaked online alleges to reveal the conversation being had between the Titan submersible and its support ship, Polar Prince, before the vessel carrying 5 passengers to the site of the Titanic wreckage is believed to have imploded, killing all on board. Titan, a tourist submersible operated by the private company OceanGate, lost communication with the Polar Prince while descending to the site of the wreck of the Titanic on the morning of June 18. For days, rescuers raced against time to locate the vessel and save the 5 on board before they ran out of oxygen. But on June 22, authorities reported that all passengers had likely died immediately when the vessel imploded during descent. Since then, the case has continued to capture the attention of the public, with several TikTok and YouTube videos talking about the tragic incident. In early July, videos showing what is referred to as a transcript or log of the final communication between the Titan and its surface ship emerged on the 2 platforms. The unconfirmed script alleges to reveal the final words shared between someone on board the sub, presumably OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, and the team on board its mothership, the Polar Prince. Polar Prince, clear for descent. Enjoy the ride. Titan, descending now. Titan launch sequence complete, ready? Polar Prince, all clear. Titan proceeding. Polar Prince, enjoy the dive, gentlemen. Polar Prince, you're 15 minutes into the dive, current depth. Systems check, please. Titan systems check complete, all in order. All lights are green. We are 756, proceeding. Polar Prince, thank you. Proceed. Polar Prince, 30 minutes in, update please. Titan, all systems are functioning normally. We're in good shape. Continuing our descent as planned. Polar Prince, superb, proceed. Polar Prince, over 45-minute mark. Current depth, confirmed status. Titan depth at 1934. All systems stable and descent continuing as planned. Happy crew. Polar Prince, excellent. Polar Prince, you're at the hour mark. Titan, all is smooth sailing here. Polar Prince, you are at 75 minutes depth. Status, do you need to adjust velocity? Titan, all under control. At 2960. No adjustments needed. We're enjoying the ride. Polar Prince, understood. Titan, we're noting an alarm from the RTM. Titan, reducing velocity descent, depth 3,433. Polar Prince, understood. Do you need to ascend? Titan, no change with thrust, the rate of descent is increasing. At 35, going to release the ballast now. Stand by. Polar Prince, yes, agree, release the ballast. Titan, no improvement. Preparing to jettison the frame. Polar Prince, affirmative. Update when able. RTM indicator status. Titan frame jettison, multiple attempts needed. But starting the ascent now. Polar Prince, multiple attempts. What is your status? RTM indicators, depth. Polar Prince, update please when able. Titan, crackling sound at aft. Polar Prince, can you identify source? RTM indicators status. Titan, negative. Polar Prince, RTM status. Titan, trying to run diagnostics, ascending now, but very slow. Sounds have subsided. Global RTM alert active, all red. Polar Prince, understood. Any codes? Depth? Ascent rate? Polar Prince, updates when able please. Titan, slow ascent in progress. Quarter predicted. Unclear why rate is small. No indicator. At 3476, aiming for the surface. Polar Prince, we are talking it over with the engineer, standby. Polar Prince, depth and status please. What's the wattage on upwards thrust? Titan, reading red on the power bus. I switched to B at 3,457 meters, more sounds aft. Polar Prince, understood, continue ascent. Talking to Carlos about power bus situation right now. Standby. Polar Prince, we are activating recovery procedures. Carlos is requesting wattage output from bus B, status update please. Velocity of ascent. Polar Prince, we're not receiving you. Update please. Polar Prince, status and depth report. Polar Prince, we need you to respond with status and depth. Carlos is requesting wattage update on thrusters. Polar Prince, we are unable to read you. We are moving to recovery coordinates. Report if you read. Polar Prince, please respond if you're able. We would like to stress that this transcript has not been officially verified. What we do know is that a formal inquiry has been launched into the loss of the vessel and the catastrophic implosion that claimed the lives of all on board. Last week, the U.S. Coast Guard confirmed that presumed human remains and debris were recovered from the seabed and the professionals are now conducting a formal analysis of their findings.